Hello there again, everybody. This is going to be Jund League number 105. Modern Horizons 2 has been out for about a month now, I want to say. Maybe a little bit less than. So in this version of the list, the only new card that we are playing is 3 copies of Dauthi Voidwalker. I actually had 3 copies of Ragavan in my Mana Traders to rent cart, but as soon as I hit rent, I had an account issue mysteriously. So then when I had to get in touch with support, and then when they fixed my when they had fixed my by the time they were able to fix my account, there's only 1 available, so I'm not gonna play 1. So I'm just not playing it. They had 3 available. They wouldn't let me add a 4th, and then the account issue happened, and then I went down to 1. So I said, screw it, I'm not playing it. So it's still on the list of things to try, but I still can't get them. So close. So still just playing 3 copies of Dauthi Voidwalker. We are not playing any copies of Grist the Hunger Tide, and we're playing 4 copies of Dark Confidant. That's a mix of a few different factors, with the main thing being, right now I think we really want to be the aggro deck, which is another incentive to play Ragavan, but again, I just haven't been able to get my hands on any. And there's just a lot of mid-range and aggro out there right now, and not aggro, sorry, mid-range and control. And also lots of there's actually lots of combo too, and Dark Confidant tends to be pretty excellent versus the various combo decks because it attacks pretty quickly, and it also helps you find the relevant hate pieces. And then I mentioned lots of mid-range control and just not so much aggro, and Bloodbraid tends to be pretty great versus everything except combo. It's pretty serviceable versus aggro because it helps you flip the table, but versus combo it tends to be just kind of mana intensive. So with this version of the deck, I'm looking to be more of the beatdown, and a card like Grist doesn't really lend much to that ability. It's going to be great versus midrange and control, but there's a lot of food related combo out there right now. So versus that kind of stuff, I'm gonna really want something that can attack while generating resources, and Bob kind of fills that role pretty well. And then our sideboard is heavily skewed towards beating various food and combo decks. So I mean, we've taken a few different considerations in the main deck. I just mentioned Bloodbraid not necessarily being that good versus combo because it's just pretty expensive, but it does hit for heavy chunks at a time, and it can maybe help us find some disruption. But again, I cut back on some of the grindier tools in favor of some of the more proactive stuff. Let's look at that modern metagame that I was talking about. So we see lots of those combo decks that I was talking about. We've got Amulet Titan at first. We've got Urza's Kitchen, Living In, Crashing Footfalls, Hell's Kitchen, Black-Green Sacrifice, all of which are pretty potent combo decks where specific resources definitely matter, so we're really going to be trying to find those with Bob. And then Bob obviously going to be pretty bad versus stuff like Lava Dart, but when it's going to be great versus pretty much everywhere else, I think it's probably worth a 3 or even a 4 of, which is the case for this particular league. So let's just jump into the matches, because it's already kind of late where I'm at, and I've got work tomorrow. But I definitely wanted to stream and record since I haven't in about a week. So let's get to it. Where's the monkey in the beatdown deck? I just mentioned that I was unable to actually acquire them via Mana Traders. I had 3 in my cart, and then I had an account issue, and then while I was having the account issue get resolved, someone rented them all out. Uda, thanks for the sub. I appreciate it. 5 months, yeah. 5 wins for 5 months? We'll see. But yeah, would definitely like to play Ragavan in the version of Jund that I think wants to be on the beatdown, and I do think we want to be on the beatdown on average, at least right now. So not having the Ragavans is pretty tilting, but it is what it is. We'll get there eventually. The improvement, though, is that we were actually able to get them in the cart at least for a minute. You haven't opened. I'm going to in August, and I think I'm going to jump off the Jund ship for it. I mean, yeah, I was at an event this past weekend, and I did not play Jund. I played Is It Prowess. I did not do super well at that event. Started off going pretty hot, but then I think I made correct plays, but opponents just like kind of drew what I was hoping they wouldn't. Like for example, there was one instance where I had the read that the opponent did not have a lava dart, but I was stuck on 2 mana and I had a sprite dragon out. So I was like, if they just don't draw the lava dart right now, I can play a second sprite dragon and then I'll have a lava dart of my own. I can just go off and just like basically kill them, and then they just immediately found the lava dart. So like, well, there goes that game. So I think I made a lot of correct decisions that just ended up getting punished. So it did not end up going well. And then I had played another match where it was like really close versus Death and Taxes. And I think like every of the 3 games came down to like the last possible resource, and I had like mulliganed every single game, so it was just not my day. Need a fast thought. First female name that jumps to mind: Milena, my girlfriend. Liliana, well, that's a good name too. I'm gonna play Blue-Red Delver with Delirium. Yeah, that was actually what I beat round 1 with Prowess. Was so they were playing Delver. Keep. What's up, Jace? We're doing all right. Ooh, okay. Another land, not a great draw. I don't think I'm going to be casting Ren and 6 on turn 2 anyway. I think I'm more than likely just going to cast this Tarmogoyf, so I'll lead on Swamp. So it's just burn with the Bell Striker. Well, Seal of Fire and Searing Blaze aren't really going to deal with the Goyf. They could combine to deal with the Goyf, but I'm just going to take the Guide given that I don't have removal, and they can play the Guide for 2 damage coming up. Oh, you're so Spear, brutal. Fish Beef, thanks for the sub, I really appreciate it. Alright, them drawing a creature was pretty bad. Me drawing a land is pretty bad. Yikes, pretty nightmare scenario. 4 land hand and just drew 2. Not going to work out too well. So I could just play the Tarmogoyf here. If they sacrifice the seal that adds a type, meaning we'll be at 4/5, but they can still also just Searing Blaze it dead, so that's not going to work out too well. Wow, my contact is messing up. This is just not going very well, clearly. I mean, do I have a play other than just play Tarmogoyf? I mean, I'm feeling pretty dead given the way that this has gone. Like, used a discard spell on 1, they just drew another creature anyway, and then I've hit 2 lands. Pretty non-ideal. I guess I'll just go Forest Goyf and kind of bite the bullet. I mean, at least this has them using their hand, and I could potentially draw out of it if they fled, but it seems unlikely. Not gonna do nothing. Yeah, instant does put Goyf up to 5/6. That's true, but I can't block if that's the case too, which also sucks. So like I'm still just like I still just need to trade off the Goyf, or they could I guess draw a Bolt. Yeah, they've drawn pretty much the nuts, but it'd be like that sometimes. All right, we've got 3 Collective Brutality in our sideboard though, so that should definitely help. We've got Fatal Push as well. Bob comes straight out versus Burn. Everything else looks reasonable. Not excited about the Ren and 6s, but everything else should be fine-ish. Voidwalker I'm also pretty upset about in this matchup. It doesn't block, which is obviously a pretty big downside. Is a redraw in the form of Nile Spellbomb just better? I don't think that it is. Let's just resubmit this, and then hope to draw the good half of our deck. I think Thoughtseize is still going to be better than most of the cards in our sideboard. It's going to be gain 1 life on average plus information. Like, I would definitely take it out if I had more stuff to bring in, but I just don't. 1 land. Well, sand's very good, assuming we find the land, but if we brick on it, we just can't do anything. Alright, the sand's very good. We're gonna hope for no rest in peace, because that makes our hand a lot worse. So I think I'm gonna lead on Bloodstained Mire, because in the event that they don't have a creature, I can get my green source tapped. But if they do have the creature, I'm gonna have to fetch shock. Yeah, maybe I should just play the Blackleaf Cliffs. Yeah. Because if they do have the creature, it's going to be all the same, except I wouldn't have killed their thing, and then if they have Searing Blaze, it can make it a lot worse. So, okay, I got punished. I mean, I'll just continue to hold up removal, I guess. I'm going to do the Forest anyway, but I don't want this Goyf getting Rift Bolted, even though I have a backup. We're gonna have Land Sorcery instant in the yard already, so I don't really think we should just throw a Goyf into a Rift Bolt. Something that I could have done is just played the Goyf. Actually, no, I'm talking about. I was gonna say that I could have played the Goyf and then bolted them in response, but I don't have the mana to do that, so ignore me. No creature, really. All right, well here's an instant, or sorry, here's a land. Let's get more black, more green. And if they tried, they can no longer like bolt my Goyf or something, which is nice. There's a good chance that I want to either push or bolt coming up. Like any creature, I'm going to want to push or bolt. So, I guess they haven't drawn the creature yet. So, I suppose I should just play the Goyf, play the Verdant. Sure. And if they try to like bolt this or something, Goyf lives through it anyway, because we'll add instant. This is not looking good. Is there any reason to just not fetch here? I don't have any 4-drops that I need to play. And I guess it could technically matter. Jeez. Well, back-to-back nuts is pretty bad. We need to draw Collective Brutality. I'm not even going to fetch. It could come up. That's not a fetch. I mean, our hand was pretty good, but they just had actual everything to the face. There's already instant in the yard. I don't have to bolt to grow it or anything. Got a burn spell. Alright. Nuts into nuts. Gonna be pretty hard to beat. Well, this could be a quick one. No forces? Yeah, not today. With not playing Grist and going up on Dark Confidant, I have literally 10 green cards in the entire deck, and I just don't think that's enough to support Force. Yes, that was very insane from the opponent. Their deck was kind, ours was not. Our deck continues to be not kind. Sure. I think I'm going to bottom the Bloodbraid. We're the farthest from casting it. We need a green source for the Ren and 6, but the Ren and 6 might just be more important than a Bloodbraid. Let's bottom that. We're just far from casting it. Why no Grist? We're trying to be on the beatdown. I'm trying to be as aggressive as possible this league, and I would love to play Ragavan if that were the case, but still haven't been able to get my hands on any. I'm going to play a Swamp here. If they play a creature, I'm going to really want to kill it and to untap and play Dark Confidant. Come on, opponent. Please don't be double queued. Will they disconnect or something? It doesn't look like it. Alright. We're playing against Living End. How's Ripper going? It's been going pretty good. Nothing to complain about. Drew the green. I'm still feeling like we should probably get a Dark Confidant going. Yeah, let's do that. It attacks for just as much, if not actually more than the Goyf. I guess we can just bolt face next turn to attack for more, but I want to get some resources going. I mean, if they've just got the Living End right now, I'm probably dead. But we've got a bunch of void mirrors in the sideboard that should hopefully help. All right, well they don't have the instant speed kill because they don't have red, right? Reel the Bloodstainmire. Alright, well, I just need to erase them while they don't have the combo, right? So I think that has me deploying a Tarmogoyf. So I can shock Overgrown Tomb, play a Goyf. Is there any reason to add land into the yard? I guess if they're playing Temur, they could be playing Fury, but that seems unlikely when most of their cyclers are red. I guess it's basically free to do it. We've got another Overgrown Tomb in the deck. I guess here I actually want Stomping Ground. We've already got both of our swamps. Bob had wings for a brief moment, yeah. Alright, I'll bolt end step. This is like a Brazen Borrower. Oh, that makes sense. Ditch a Living End. Alright, well we could be dead next turn then. So bolting the opponent means that we're adding a type for Tarmogoyf. We get to an attack for an additional point. We need to find a Bloodbraid here, I think. We need to keep on hitting. The moment they're able to cast a Living End, we're pretty much just dead. I guess we can play that for Revolt. We could play Renin 6. Just lead here. Alright, that's just resolved, sure. By the way, the Stream Decker is currently missing one card. There's a Raging Ravine. So we don't actually have another green source that we could fetch here. Oh no, we have Basic Forest. Yeah, that works. So we could just replay it. We're dead to the combo, but I mean, if we play this after the combo, we're still just dead, so I guess I'm going to replay it and hope they don't have it somehow. Playing 3 Overgrown Tomb? Oh, I thought I had one in play already. I'm being stupid. So if they've got the Living End, this will get swept away, but I'm not going to win by playing it after the fact. Leyline of the Void. Ashiok. Collective Brutality. Void Mirror. Spellbomb. Fatal Pushes. Lightning Bolts. Kolagon's Command. Renin 6. Terminate. One Bloodbraid. Take out a Bloodbraid because they are combo, so like the more expensive stuff tends to be worse. And I'm playing Void Mirror, so they just naturally get worse. Yeah, we've got a good sideboard for this matchup. That's for sure. I'm pretty sure we're supposed to lose game 1 most of the time. Like 90% at least. I think I've won game 1 versus this deck once. It was the Rhino version. So another thing we'll keep in mind with the Voidwalker, I mentioned Bloodbraid, but it also shuts off the Voidwalker. But I mean, if we've got the Void Mirror going, I'm pretty sure I'm just not really caring about the fact that Voidwalker can activate. There's not really anything I'd want to cast off of it anyway. I guess some of their cyclers could be cute. Jeez, what are these hands? Alright, keeping this. Bottoming, backup Bloodbraid. And I think I'm going to lead on the Voidwalker. It has a similar effect to the Void Mirror, but this means I get to start attacking. Yep, still no Ragavan James. I just cannot get them. What's up, Grey Fox? Bob is good, but I really want to start getting the Grave Hate going. Plus, if they answer this, hopefully that means they don't have an answer to the Void Mirror. Yeah, Mana Traders has not really been on top of it. I did have some of them in my two trade cart, but then I had an issue with my checkout. So it ended up I had an issue with my account. So like while I was getting that resolved, someone rented them. So I think I'm just gonna deploy Maximum Hate here. Just play a Spellbomb, play a Void Mirror. There's 3 things they have to deal with now. And if they have Force of Negation, I guess Void Mirror is more important, so I'll lead on Spellbomb to bait. I need to message them and tell them who I am. I doubt that will carry any weight. Again, doing this first, I think Void Mirror is probably more important. And if they've got a force, I'd rather they force this. They're digging for it, I suppose. You can always try. Oh, they found it. Alright, well, bait successful. As long as they don't have another force. And I'm guessing they were digging for that one. It sticks. They could still petty theft it and then go off. And then we just have to face down a striped river winder, which we can maybe beat just one thing. Pretty nice that the Voidwalker is taking care of most of their other stuff. How's he redeemed posture check? Yeah, I probably should do that, to be honest. If they deal with Mirror, we can hold up Force with Voidwalker. That's true. That is true. Do I just stop attacking so I can do that? That would be funny. Oh, that's a new way to answer it. Evoke. I don't know that this is better than the 1 mana evoke thing. The thing that costs 5 normally. Alright, well, I guess I'm just gonna hold up Force and Negation for the living end now that I've drawn Tarmogoyf. I guess I could play the Dark Confidant, and then next turn, if I find a land, I can just attack for, at a minimum, 8. So you get Voidwalker in your graveyard, then when you cast Living End, you get your Voidwalker back, and you can cast Living End on your upkeep, then you do this trigger. Yeah. Alright, so I think I'm just going to play the Goyf and then not even attack. Because we get to just hold up the forest with their Voidwalker, right? And then if we hit a land next turn, we get to kill them with Bloodbraid. And if we don't hit it, we can hopefully get to kill them on the following turn. This gets back only Striped Wyverinder, but it also gets rid of our stuff. So we probably just have to do this. Hopefully they don't have another one. Goyf's pretty thick now. 4/5. I guess I get to just block. Brutality, that was good. As long as their next payoff isn't a Shardless Agent, we should be good. I guess we can escalate this to get this out of the way. So let's 2-mode it. Should we just 3-mode it? Put them to 7. There's not yet a sorcery in the yard, but there is a creature. So we can make this 5 power, put them to 2, also get this out of the way. That has us having only 1 creature in play, but if we play another creature and they have the combo, we're kind of just dead anyway. Yeah, let's 3-mode it. And then hope that their payoff isn't Shardless Agent. Oh, they've got 2 Violent Outbursts. Alright, well I guess I'm just dead then, huh? I mean I've got Bloodbraid, Voidwalker, and Dalthy now. Oh, so we just win. If they're living in, we get Voidwalker in play, and then we attack them. So yeah, we're good. We're alright, we're alright. If they do it before I attack, then there's a cycle where I don't get to attack. So if we're jamming it open right now, aside from Blitz, what would I consider? Probably black-green food or Titan, Amulet Titan. Dalthy's been good, Javik. It's been pretty good. It's been good in this game for sure. Alright, so we'll attack. They have to go for the Violent Outburst. And then we'll put Bob, Bloodbraid, and Voidwalker into play. And then we should be good. I don't even have to cast the living end though. Voidwalker has Shadow. It just attacks and kills them. I guess we hope for no Brazen Borrower now, right? That's just about the only thing. Bolt would make it easy. So would Kolagon's Command. We took Kolagon's Command out, right? In case I draw Bloodbraid, I'll want this land. We revealed Swamp. I guess I'm going to attack. We know of Living End in hand. That's it. Please no Brazen Borrower. You're saying Shardless Agent can block? No, this only blocks things with Shadow. You're thinking of Fear. Yeah, you're thinking of Fear. Well, they were fairly in it for how many hate pieces we had. I think I'm just resubmitting. Yeah, we took the bolts out, so bolt wasn't an out. I was just talking craziness. Right now we're mono black, splashing Tarmogoyf and Bloodbraid. Nothing in Modern blocks Void, just other Void. Pretty much. Gotta do a wiki search for how many creatures with Shadow exist. Yeah, this hand looks good. We've got the Inquisition, we've got the Voidwalker. We're on the draw though. The only thing that would be better is a Leyline. "90 cards mention Shadow." Is one of them Death Shadow? Well, they can't have Veil of Summer in the deck because that feels like a pretty bad Cascade hit. I guess they could have Force. They have 2 Forces. And the Foundation Breaker. Destroy an artifact or enchantment. Well, I guess I'm taking a Force because it's the only thing I can take. Luckily, their hand's not that great right now. I mean, they're gonna be able to put a few things into the graveyard before I get to get Voidwalker down, though. So if they do just hit the Living End, I could be in trouble. Anything spicy in this list? Not really. 4 Dark Confidant. Ooh. The issue is they have the Force, and we know about it. So if we can Brutality now and dodge it for a turn, we might be in business. Alternatively, I could just play a creature, but the thing is I can't double spell with the Void Mirror and something else next turn, so I think I just have to clear the way for the Void Mirror by casting Brutality. Yeah, they do have the Breaker too. This is known, unfortunately. I mean, we gotta cast one of these 3 now. Maybe it is just Voidwalker. Yeah, let's do the Voidwalker. Like, if we take the Force, they just have the whatchamacallit, so... Alright, and we hope for no Cascade card and the land. Well, they didn't have the land. Ooh. Well, that doesn't take the Foundation Breaker, but it will at least allow us to double spell and at a minimum take the Force, so that's good. Also, taking the Force means that we can use the Voidwalker to counter the first Living End. If we just decide to not attack. Same thing we did last game. So they might just force this, but then it'll still go to exile. Oh, that's brutal. I mean, yeah, I guess that resolves. We get to recast it. We get just more forces. They've got another Living End. Well, I'm not taking a Living End. Ingature was the thing I was trying to name earlier, as opposed to the Foundation Breaker. So I'll take a Force. They no longer have another blue card, though. But they just have 2 ways to answer it. I guess I'm just going to replay Voidwalker. Is there any reason to do anything else? I guess I could get the Bob going. But I mean, I've got all the tools I need. I can't like draw a single Thoughtseize anymore because they just have multiple answers. Yeah, I think I'm gonna Voidwalker again. So they're missing the land and they're missing the Cascade spell. Right on time. Well, the same now as is before. I get to Brutality and hold up Force. They hit the spell though. I mean, do I just take the Force anyway? Because if they use the Outburst, I get to counter it. Or I can just take the Outburst. I kind of want to just take the Force. That takes another Living End out of their deck. Don't know that it matters that much, though. Yeah, I mean, Force counters the first Voidwalker, but I think I need to start attacking, which means I'll just take the Outburst. Also, taking the Outburst means that if they do eventually hit it, I could always activate with Living and then Response. But I will have to not attack on the turn where I'm worried about it. But that turn is not the turn coming up, because they're still missing a land and the Cascade spell. So land would be a good draw, because I would love to be able to double spell here. Ooh, they drew a Fury. Evoked with the Ingot Chewer. Yeah, I guess that's killing my my Voidwalker. So they have one less answer to a Void Mirror now. They can still just Foundation Breaker it. Luckily, though, they're still 2 cards away from their combo. There's the land. Pressure time. I'm not too concerned about my life while I'm at 12. We're hitting them for 4 a turn at this rate, which is 3 turns away. Alright, they found the land. Now they just need the Cascade spell. That takes force. Again, we don't have a way to actually take the Foundation Breaker to make sure that the Void Mirror is good. But we can at least still play it now. So that way we have an extra turn of them not hitting it. I'll fetch as opposed to paying the life. Because I have to pay the life to make the mana anyway. So now even if they draw it on this turn coming up, they won't be able to do it yet. They have to take the turn off the Foundation Breaker. So it's not non-zero that these things kill me, but it's kind of hard to wait around. Oh, I forgot about that, in all honesty. Alright, well, hopefully I can kill it. Chaos, thanks for the sub, I appreciate it. Yeah, I forgot about the Borrower. It was, like, right there, too. That makes it a lot harder. Yeah, I'm gonna try to not die. I have to flip 2 zeros. Or just kill this. That's a 2. Uh-oh. Brutality. That would have been nice a turn ago. I mean, I still think it's probably right to play those Bobs there. Because I just don't have pressure otherwise. I guess I could play one. Like, had I remembered the Brazen Borrower, I definitely should have played just one. Because I had the Liliana to kill it after the fact. So that was an error. Not a hot start. So out of curiosity, how do you think Delver is set in general in Modern right now? Especially since Blitz seems to be on a bit of a downtick. Well, from on a competitive level, Blitz is not on a downtick. Blitz is still very, very strong. I don't know how good Delver is. Unholy Heat is definitely a nice little boon. We'll keep this. Elves! Alright, well, we've got the turn 1 bolt, which is good. We've got another turn 1 bolt, which is also good. That one doesn't actually make mana, so maybe I fired that off a little prematurely, but we're going to be able to kill just about everything. Oh, that was a good draw. Kind of want to just do that and have the bolt. This means that we can't necessarily guarantee the Liliana. That's probably fine. They just scoop. Sure. Elves. Fatal Push. Brutality. That's about it. Cut some of the stuff off the top. Voidwalker doesn't really seem like it's going to do a whole lot. Just run that. Murktide? Yeah, Murktide's quite strong. Well, if we could guarantee a land, we're on top. We're on the draw. This hand feels like it literally can't lose if we hit it. Let's keep. Alright, so any land, obviously a red source would be the best case. We've got 23 other lands in the deck. We haven't hit it yet. They could have Veil of Summer, I suppose, so nah, let's just do it now. I'm more brave. See, like, we're on the draw, and we have a spell that we can cast. If we hit literally any land, our hand, like, almost can't lose. Cool. I think I'm escalating this once out of fear of Collected Company. We can just discard Kolagon's command. Sure. Let's also get a Veil if they've got a Veil. Alright, they've just had enough. Well, this really might be a fast one, jeez. Yeah, see, like, I feel like if we hit a land, we're like 90% to win, and we were like 60% to hit a land. So I mean, it's like a more than 50% chance that we're just winning, and and if we don't hit that 50%er, we're still just gonna be in it in general. So I feel like we're very heavily favored if we keep that. Feel that was a fair bolt target. This is coming from our resident expert on lightning bolt, right, James? Yeah, John does a good elves matchup, I believe. Yeah, this is a keeper. The mana situation is a little bit painful. Versus anything slow or grindy, this hand's going to be great. Well, this hand's probably fine versus Windswept Heath. Alright, I'll play the Verdant here so I can keep up the option of lightning bolting off of a Blood Crypt. You want to be nice to me? That's good. Windswept Teeth can mean a lot of things. Oh, please don't be Ponza. I just never want to play against Ponza. It's not fun. Hey, it's not Ponza. Oh, it's Enchantress. Alright, well, I think our hand's set up pretty alright to combat Enchantress. Get Blood Crypt here. Bolt that thing. Zap. Alright, well, I guess I'll painlessly play Dark Confidant. It's a good draw. We needed the lands to get to our more expensive spells anyway. On thin ice. Brutal. Another Enchantress. Alright, well, we can terminate that. Inquisition was a fine draw. It means if we want to terminate this and Bloodbraid next turn, we might have to just play the Forgotten Cave now. But even if we break, we'll still have Kolagon's command available. I think I'm going to lead on Inquisition. Also, the Inquisitions are just getting worse from here on out. They've got Banishing Light, Blood Moon. I guess I'm taking that. And a Destiny Spinner. I guess I could still play the Forgotten Cave, but I really want to keep the board as empty as possible. So I'll just play that. And this has an ability. So I don't want them to be able to activate that. Let's just do this now. Could wait, but I get the F6 value. Yikes. Alright, what time to Blood Braid? That was a pretty strong draw from the opponent. That was a pretty strong cascade. Well, while they're drawing lots of extra resources, I really need to apply the pressure to put them on the back foot. I mean, Banishing Light's going to deal with it pretty handily, which is unfortunate. Yeah, James, like, the red-green, they, like, pretty much every single card in their deck is just great versus Jund, so I do not like playing that matchup. I think I've won it once out of probably, like, 20 times. More lands. Well, I guess we can lead on a cycle. See if we can find another creature to play. Found the Bolt. Not quite. Well, I guess Bolt kills the Destiny Spinner when they eventually play it. Any thoughts on Karth for a more grindy version? I mean, if you're gonna play lots and lots of Planeswalkers, yeah. But I don't think a version with lots and lots of Planeswalkers is particularly competitive. I could be wrong though. You beat E-Tron, that's good. My hope is that they're missing on lands, because every card that they're able to play is drawing them cards. So if they're missing lands, we could maybe get ahead. Ooh, on thin ice. I'm like kind of thinking about bolting my own creatures so I can Kolaghan's Command it back. But even if I do that, I'm 2 turns away from attacking. I don't think that's going to be a winning strategy. I think I got to get lucky and just draw something. Nope. With 9 Planeswalkers, that is a 70% chance to hit. Honestly, that's kind of low. Like, if you're gonna pay a big mana payoff, I want it to work a majority of the time, not just an above average amount of the time. You know, like 70% is reliable, but it's not, I guess, consistent is the word. It's like Collected Company. Like, you build your entire deck around Collected Company, so that way it's like absurdly rare for you to miss. We need Blood Braid. That's not Blood Braid. Can't beat that hand. Not when each thing draws 2. Enchantress. Fatal Push. And that's about it. This doesn't hit enchantments. I honestly don't even want this Fatal Push, to be honest. It doesn't affect any of their enchantments. I kind of just have to resubmit and hope. This doesn't do anything, this doesn't do anything. I guess this turns off fetching. I guess they have various tutor effects, so maybe that actually does something. We can take out... I guess Terminate is pretty bad. You tried it in a couple leagues and it blocks pretty well. Yeah, I mean, I can see that. Blocking isn't, like, high on my list of metrics that I consider when I want to see if a card's playable, but I mean, I guess it is a factor. It's got, like, 5 toughness, right? Force of Vigor would be great, but I want you to take account of how many green cards I have in the deck. It's not enough to support Force. Yeah, a whole 8 of them. I think there's actually 10, right? These 6 and these 4. But 10 is still not enough. You'll delete twice in one game against Amulet. That's great. Thoughts on Feed the Swarm or Back to Nature in this build? Probably not the best. We're like Jund colors have never really been sore for those kinds of effects. And I feel like the 2 that you've named aren't the best versions of the effects that we can have access to. Like, if you're playing black but not green, then I could see a case. But we're playing green. I'll get Tomb because that makes Blackleaf Cliffs the best it could be, assuming we find it. Alright, and I think I want to get the Dark Confidant going. If they've got it on Thin Ice, it'll be unfortunate, but that would work versus literally anything. Yeah, I mean, any narrow sweeper is going to be good versus the sweeper versus the narrow strategy that you're intending to have against it. Wheel of Sun and Moon. That's actually not that good versus us. Land, please. Thank you. And I think I'm ditching Tarmogoyf here. It's just not a substantial clock anymore given the Wheel of Sun and Moon. You never understood bringing Graveyard Hate in against Jund? Yeah, it doesn't seem super effective. Like it'll have its cases where it'll make like Tarmogoyf worse. But we still have a way to convert it into something useful via Liliana. They discarded a Veil of Summer. I wonder if that means they have more. They've got the Enchantress's Presence. Alright, well, we've got our little card advantage engine just humming away. We revealed Thoughtseize. We could just play the Ashiok here, which could cut off their various fetching. I think I want to just play Thoughtseize and the Goyf here. They still get to put cards in their yard, and Veil of Summer is down for this turn only. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to plus so they discard that information. I'll probably just ditch other Liliana. And then I'll Thoughtseize, depending on how threatening their hand is. I can either play the Goyf or other Thoughtseize. Discarded a land. Nothing new. They've got Solitary Confinement, Greater Oromancy, and Destiny Spinner. Well, we can get rid of the Destiny Spinner really, really easily. Oromancy we don't particularly care about, but Solitary Confinement with the Enchantress's Presence could be pretty bad for me. So let's take that, I think. And then Goyf is actually pretty chonky now. Get an attack in for 2. What's up, Forest Llanowar Elves, Virgo? We just beat a Forest Llanowar Elves deck last round. We played against actual elves. More Enchantress's Presence. Well, Liliana is going to be up to ultimate range for next turn. We revealed Inquisition. Not great. This is happening no matter what, so let's just do it. We can ditch other Bob. We're not really playing that. There goes a Utopia Sprawl. So their hand is Destiny Spinner and Oromancy. I guess this would probably just be a fine turn to get the Ashiok down. I'm not even going to activate it because that's what's making my Goyfs good. And I can't put cards into my own yard. It's really just stopping them from searching. But they also just don't have anything that searches right now. So I think I'm just going to deny them their cantrips by doing this. And then I guess playing Goyf is probably pretty strong because that'll kill them pretty immediately. So next turn we'll ultimate, and then attack for still 8, put you to 3. Then I guess we hope they just haven't found the Veil of Summer. We could lead on Thoughtseize to make sure that the coast is clear, so we don't just blow ourselves out. Alright, let's do a Veil of Summer check. It didn't have it. Cool. Let's do like permanents versus lands. Sure. You want your permanents or you want your lands? Because, like, if they keep the lands, we're just going to smash them. And if they keep their permanents, these don't trigger because they don't have lands to cast their spells. So this feels like it's got to be at least fine. Sure. If they want to attack with a spinner, I'll block with the bob, and then I just kill them, so they can't really attack, and obviously my attack isn't free, so I'm not sending. Sick. Ashiok did not look very good there. Is push just better? Might be. They have pretty much no graveyard synergy. Yeah, this has got to be the play. I guess Spellbomb's a redraw, but who knows? Maybe Ashiok does something. Yeah, stands fine. We've got Inquisition into Bob. Alright, that's probably the best start for us that they could have other than just nothing. Okay. Looking like we might have a similar progression to last game, and that one worked out. So they've got Onthenice, Greater Oromancy, and just another Abundant Growth. I guess I'm going to take an Onthenice. At some point we need to start connecting with creatures, and this is going to make it a lot harder. Found Utopia Sprawl. Sure. More Lilianas. So, what do I want to get Ontheniced here? I guess Goyf closes more quickly, so maybe that's just more important. Like, we've already got the resources that matter, right? So what specifically are we digging for? I think I'm just going to play the Bob and let that get Ontheniced. Because if they don't, it's also good for us. So it's kind of like a win-win no matter what. Whereas if we play the Goyf, we're a card behind on getting the Bob going, and we don't have a clock. So I think this is the most win-win scenario. They played this. They played that. Alright, well, we're going to Liliana Edict that. And it has Shroud, but they don't. They've got 4 mana, 5 mana. Mana Bloom. Enters with X charge counters on it. Remove a charge counter from it. Add 1 mana of any color. At the beginning of your upkeep, if Mana Bloom has no charge counters on it, return it to its hand. That's cool. We move into the apply pressure part of the game. Maybe I just don't plus this Liliana. You know what? I am. Because next turn I want to be able to Bloodbraid, and if they draw a creature, I'm going to want to be able to Edict it. So I'm just going to discard the Ashiok, because I think second Liliana is probably just better than Ashiok anyway. So yeah, next turn we get to Bloodbraid and kill a creature if they draw a creature. Oof, that's dangerous. So they get to return this to their hand to get this going. Alright, pedal to the metal. Threat, please. That counts. Do I wanna? I guess I should have plussed first if I was going to plus, but I think I'm still just discarding the Liliana anyway. So they're gonna, what is this, end step, right? At the beginning of your upkeep, if it has no charge counters on it, bounce it. So they get to draw a card off of it, basically. I'm just gonna hold it. If they play 2 creatures next turn, or even if they play 3 creatures next turn, we get to kill all of them. I guess not enchantment creatures because they have Shroud. So this is basically 1 green, draw a card every turn now, right? I mean they're pretty forced to deal with what we've got going right now though. These are 5 apiece. We can get all of their creatures out of the way, so we just need to avoid just a bunch of Anthenices. We can kill them through 1 Anthenice, assuming they take a Goyf. Cool. Speedrun. Yeah, 3-2 trophy still alive. Yikes. Don't think I can keep this. Can keep this. Bottom redundant Voidwalker. Copper Lion. Is it Dredge? Oh. Alright, well our hand is still reasonable. They didn't have any hollow ones. That's pretty important. They've got Goblin Lore, and another Burning Inquiry. Well, I think I'm just going to take a Goblin Lore. Burning Inquiry cycles my hand too, but my hand's actually quite bad, so I wouldn't mind if they did that. So they discard Ox, Hollow One, Verdant. So their hand's Burning Inquiry and stuff, but they've got Ox in their yard. Guess that was an okay draw. They just got more wheel spinning effects. Alright, well we're gonna take all of them. Alright, so this turn they're gonna get to Ox, but then we can Liliana Edict it? What a weird game. Oh no, they're gonna bring back Flame Wake, right? If I can hover over it, there we go. Alright, so Phoenix is going to make this Liliana look not very good. Guess I shouldn't have bottomed other Voidwalker, huh? Well, I guess we don't know that we would have kept it, but it would have been good. So even if I Edict this thing, it just comes right on back. We're dead. Got a good sideboard. Brutality, Ashiok, Leyline, Spellbomb. We came ready for those graveyard decks. Kolaghan's Command looks pretty weak. The Fatal Pushes look pretty weak. The Lilianas also look not super strong when they're probably playing things like Bloodghast and the Phoenix. Everything else seems serviceable, though. They're really not killing my creatures. Maybe I just cut a Bob when they're kind of an aggro deck. Sure. Let's go first. Yeah, I'm going to keep. We don't have the Leyline, but this hand is otherwise pretty great. Hopefully they don't have two Burning Inquiries. They only have one, and a Bomat Courier. Well, I'll take the Inquiry. They have a Fury, which is something to note. Have to pitch a red card, which they currently don't have. Goyf will do a good job of stonewalling this. I guess they have the Fury, though, right? There's only sorcery in the yard. So not actually that great. I guess the alternative is we could play Dark Confidant. They don't for sure have a red card to pair with this. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play the Bob, and then if they give me the option to block, I'll just take it. And if they Fury this, also sure. Add creature and artifact to the yard. Hit the land, not bad. So it's pretty likely that Inquisition actually just bricks here. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to just play my land tapped and play a Spell Bomb. Sure. I see no reason to expose my Tarmogoyf. I mean, I guess I have a backup threat should I really need it. Alright, so we still know most of their hand. Not the land we were looking for. I mean, I guess that means we get to Bloodbraid next turn, so sure. I think I'm gonna keep the Inquisition in case they Goblin Lore or Burning Inquiry. Obviously, if they Burning Inquiry, I could lose it, but we don't know that for sure. Alright, Goyf now out of range of Fury. Phoenix. From the hand, yep. So now I'm still thinking I probably want to just play the Goyf because it hits harder. Bloodbraid casts another spell, which is exciting. But if they draw a red card, they get to kill it, which isn't super exciting. I guess I could always Inquisition first and see what's up. There's only one card I don't know about. Let's just do it. Because like now I get to cast Bloodbraid 2 if I feel like I can. No. I mean, they're also just going to cast Fury, right? It costs 5. Wait, why did I fetch? I'm casting Goyf. I don't know why I fetched. I cannot block. I guess end step I'll sack Peatland. They're not casting their thing. Interesting. Alright. Well, I guess I'm casting one. Goyf. Eee, that gets Furied along with the Bloodbraid. I guess I'll cast it. That was a healthy hit. Still just get to Fury me. Doesn't this have Flash? Oh, this is the one that doesn't have Flash, right. So you'll get to Arc Lightning my 2 things. And the Bomat. That kills only Bomat. I feel like I probably have to continue casting Bloodbraids here, try to hit some removal. Like Bolt would be good. Brutality? Brutality is decent. I think I'm escalating it too. We'll 2-mode it. I guess if I give this -2/-2, I can actually get an attack in with the Bloodbraid. Am I just dead though if I do that? They're hitting me for 9. If they have anything with haste, I would die. I think I'd rather just kill the Phoenix, because then I'm getting hit for 7, and then it's just Bolt. If they just draw like another Phoenix, I'm fine. I guess I'm going to 12, though. So, give something -2/-2. So if it's this, that means that this gets through. which has me hitting for 7 when they're at 9. I guess if I discard the Ren and 6, they're going to 1. And then on the following turn, I've got 3 attackers. I'll be at 12 to their attack of 9, 10, 11, 12 though. Sorry, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, I think I'm hitting the Fury so that way I can get the damage in. If they want to block, then I've killed the Fury, and that's good too. So I don't die to a Flame Wake. I do die to a Bolt. I don't think they're playing Bolt. And I know 2 of the cards in their hand are land. I guess unless I tracked it and this is their mire. That still has them 1 off. This attack has them dead, though. Unless they're hoping to get something off of the Bowmat. Wow. That sucked. They hit an Ox, too? Well, that was nutty. Hopefully I can just draw a Lightning Bolt. I've got 2 looks at it with the Spell Bomb. Just make it easy, please. Thank you. I guess Void Mirror counters Fury, but that doesn't seem like enough. Don't think I can play Fatal Push. I mean, I guess we saw Bowmat Courier, so that would be another reason to bring in Push. It doesn't kill the Ox, and it doesn't kill the Fury. It just does not seem that good. But honestly, neither does Dark Confidant. It's like bringing a Push for a Bob. Let's just cut the Bobs. The Bobs are just really not good versus the opponent. But, I mean, neither is a lot of the stuff that we're doing. Yikes. I don't think I'm keeping this. If this were an untapped land, it'd be more enticing. But, like, our hand isn't even that good, assuming we hit it. And we have pretty powerful sideboard cards to mulligan, too, so I think I like a ship. Yeah. I mean, if Voidwalker gets to stick, we're in it. And then I guess we'll bottom Terminate, just keep the lands and the spells. And hope they don't Goblin War. Or whatever the 1 mana thing is. That. Jeez. Alright, well, they binned an Ox and the Flame Wake. They've got Flame Wake, Brutality, Fury, Lightning Axe. Well, I'm not taking Fury. I'm not taking Flame Wake. Guess I'm taking the Axe. Because if I find a Goyf, maybe I need to block. I guess. I'm just gonna get hit for 6 here already. You would love skews in this match? Like, here it would not have even mattered. It's just so slow. I mean, I'm still drawing live to a Tarmogoyf. Kind of. So this can get Stomping Ground, tapped. Then we can Revolt the Push to kill this. And if we can find a Goyf, I guess we need to find a way to kill this now, so that way they can't bring back the Phoenix. So I guess Kolaghan's Command and Liliana are the outs. I guess we took Terminate out, right? So we need Kolaghan's Command or Liliana. That is none of those things. I guess now I get to play the Ashiok, get rid of their yard. But the thing is, I go to 6 to do that. They just attack me and then Brutality as soon as they find a black source. I guess we hope that they don't find a black source. So assuming that's not going to happen, I can shock, but then if the hit puts me down to 1 and then I can't fetch. So I have to fetch now and hope I find the Painless Source coming up. So this has to get other basic swamp. Alright, so Black Source kills us. We're still alive to Kolaghan's Command on Liliana. Kill Ashiok. Alright, Liliana or Kolaghan's Command. Goyf blocks. I guess we can now go to 1 to cast Bloodbraid, which blocks. We hit Fatal Push. Alright, well, I guess I'll take it out of the deck. Still a black source kills us. That'll do it. Not a terribly interesting match, unfortunately. Goblin lore will tend to do that. Alright, so we had a pretty disappointing 2-3, but it was a quick 2-3. I feel like I didn't do a lot wrong, but there are definitely spots I could have improved. Like, versus that, the 3-color Living End deck. I think I played game 3 kind of awkwardly, and then, but versus matchups like that last one, there's obviously just not a lot that I could have done, I don't think. I guess I could have mulliganed more aggressively for a more impactful sideboard plan. Like, I do have Spell Bombs, Leyline of the Void, which are aces in the matchup, and especially Leyline can't be meddled with by means of Goblin Lore or whatever the one mana counterpart is. So yeah, I guess perhaps I should have mulliganed more aggressively, but I think my hand was very good. I mean, it had like turn 1 discard, turn 2 Voidwalker, and when I'm already on a mulligan to 6 in that scenario, I think I'd be hard pressed to mulligan. So I mean, I guess that is something I could have done differently, but not even really, right? Alright, so that's going to be it for this recording. If you're watching on YouTube, thanks for watching up to this point, and until next time, hope you have a good one, and John them out.